Hello everyone, my name is Nikhil and today my group will be presenting our final project on student record keeping system. So any real world entity has some information attached to it. So the entity currently in talks right now is the student. For example, you take a student, there's some sort of information attached to him, his name, his or her age, roll number, etc. So what we are planning to do right now is to create an efficient student database management system such that the data can be stored, queried later, and in a structural format using all of the knowledge that we have accumulated throughout this coursework. So yeah, this database system that we are planning to build right now and display to you, it keeps track of all the credits offered in each course for each of the student. And while doing that, we also included another feature that helps us track the fees that is being applied in the individual departments. And yeah, the structure of this project is pretty straightforward, in the sense we have an admin who has central control, more like a backdoor to each and every table for the database. And using that admin access, he can manage student entry details, department details, etc., and coursework chosen. This we believe is really important for us to structure our database around, because the admin feature allows us to make changes on the go. It helps us create more sophistication in the database. And when it comes to the standard structure of the database, we decided to stick to the basic RDBMS structure. So we'll be talking about later. We'll be talking about more on that later. My friends will explain more about that in the coming slides. Here we take a more narrow and focused look on the entities that are present in our database management system. At the end of the day, this database management system in its core form is just a table, database table. So a database table consists of entities, and currently in talk are entities like course details, course, and student. So course details has few more features like course, subject credits, etc. So each of them stand for their own meaning, and I think it's self-explanatory what course, subject, and subject credits really are. And when it comes to the course entity, there's ID, course name, credits, and course fee. And then we have the student entity. Student entity has features and columns like ID, student name, course fee, last name, nationality, etc. So these are the standard defined entities that we would like to put forward at this point of time. So we'll learn about more not so much important entities as we go on into the analysis. So this is quick review of the functionalities of the database that we are trying to present. So some of the quick functionalities include data communication, that is, querying data from one department to the other. This type of data communication is crucial in huge institutions where data is of very large scale. So yeah, this helps in efficient data communication. And next is storage management. You would ideally want to know what student detail is stored in what kind of entity, etc. So this helps in effective storage management too. And some of the functionalities that we did not mention here, but they are pretty self-explanatory, are the robustness of the data. Your data is completely secure and completely safe. You don't need to worry about how, for example, mistreated your data could be. Your data will not be dropped or will not be altered without the proper permissions. So yeah, these are some of the important functionalities for the database that we chose.
Um, Thank you, Nikhil. After interpretation of the data, tables were drawn and process of data determined to guide the implementation stage of the project. The tools which we are used are here ERD diagrams and DFD diagrams. Here we are representing the ERD diagrams, entity relationship diagram. Entity relationship diagrams is a specialized graph which is used to illustrate the relationship between entities in a database. Here the entities are student, course and department. In student, the attributes were student number, which is nothing but student ID, student name, last name and his nationality. And department we are showing the entire entire department, like course ID and his and their credits. And this department is linked to the course. Based on the department, course details were shown. Course details includes course ID and the credits and fee. And here in database implementation, we are going to tell you about how we implemented our database. So we implemented database using a Spring Boot framework. To connect to the MySQL server, we have used XAMPP server, which helps to connect to the local host, and the port number we used here is 3306, and the username and password are by default root and empty password. And To use the Hibernate in Spring Boot, we have included the ZPA plugin and JDBC driver in the pom.xml, so that these two plugins will help us in using the Hibernate. And to use the to do the CRUD operations, we have implemented the repository interface, which is present in the Spring framework. And other than CRUD operations, we have performed few other SQL queries. So we have added those SQL queries in this repository interface. So So we have added the repository interface, and after that, to use this entire database which is present in the XAMPP server, we have added that database URL in the applications.properties. So by adding this URL, we are able to use the database which is present in the XAMPP server. So now here, let us see about the future of the database. In this application, we are displaying all student details. In student details, we include his name, the course which he is taken, and the fee. And if we want to insert any new student, we can use that using insert operation. And if we want to change any existing student details, we can do that. And particularly to display the student personal information, even we can do that. And here we are displaying the all course informations, and we are displaying the credit hours even in that, and we are displaying the course detail particular to the course. For example, if we are displaying, we can display the course details for a CSC department. In these course details, we can see what coursework is present in the CSC department, and how we implement all these will be shown by Ramya in next slides.
Thank you, Alekia. These are the few queries which are used to perform the above operations, while here the query 1 is displaying the student details based on the selected student name. Here the query 2 is displaying the course details based on the student coursework. And the third query is displaying the complete student details and save the new entered details. Well, to conclude, information is an indispensable tool many organizations use to advance decision making. Large amount of students' data are generated either manually or electronically on daily basis. When population of students in a school is less than 100, the manual system can work perfectly, but it is not the best method of managing records of system. The manual and disintegrated electronic systems have numerous disadvantages because their methods of capturing and managing data about students are prone to data inconsistency, data redundancy, difficult to update and maintain data. So, and also it has a bad security, difficult to impose constraints on various data files and difficult to backup. These are many drawbacks of the system. An integrated student database system provides prudent solutions to address problems associated with manual system. In order to assess the performance of a student or school over time, there is a need to access the past records of the system without any missing data. That is very crucial. The integrated system database system, which captures and manages longitudinal data of systems of the students, would provide an accurate and reliable data and about the current and the past students. The system is free of errors and it is very difficult and very less time consuming due to the care taken to develop it. All the phases of the software development cycle are employed, and it is worthwhile to state that the system is very robust. Provision is made for future development in the system. Well, now the execution part will be shown by my teammate Siri.